Tonight we begin our unique museum series with a visit to the submarine capital of the world, Groton, Connecticut, and the Submarine Force Museum. They have the world's finest collection of submarine artifacts, and it's the only submarine museum operated by the United States Navy itself. This unique museum is also home to the USS Nautilus, the world's first nuclear-powered vessel. Connecticut Point Producer Dave Fraser and videographer Mark Langevin set a course for Groton recently, and they share their visit with us.
The Submarine Force Museum specifically celebrates the sacrifice of submariners who've gone to sea over 116 years. It celebrates the communities and families behind those submariners who have done that and made that sacrifice for our country. And we carry that tradition forward for those who are currently serving to know that their service will not be forgotten and it will be memorialized here at the U.S. Navy Submarine Force Museum. I am the steward, and I carry forward the tradition of those 116 years and all those tens of thousands of sailors and officers who have served and sacrificed in the Navy's submarine service. Groton, Connecticut is known as the submarine capital of the world for a couple of reasons, not the least of which is this base that we're situated next to has been here for 100 years. It is the longest serving continental submarine base with submarines assigned here. Besides that, we have an incredible industrial base in the area that supports us in submarine construction, notably General Dynamics electric boat down the river, down the Thames River from here, one of our longtime partners building submarines and still building submarines for the U.S. Navy. Early in submarine history, in the 1900s, we were a footnote to the Navy. We really came into our own in World War II. Following the attack on Pearl Harbor, we were one of the few forces left standing unscathed, effectively. And at that point, we became a real offensive fighting force. It was in that tradition that we've grown later with the adaptation of the nuclear-powered submarine to become the world's preeminent undersea fighting force. The first thing you see when you come into the Submarine Museum is a set of rings that are over our entrance. The largest diameter ring indicates the size of a modern Ohio-class submarine, 42 feet in diameter, and then centered in the middle of that is the USS Holland ring, which is 10 feet in diameter, signifying the size difference between our very first submarine, the USS Holland, and the very, very large USS Ohio now. Once you get into the museum, we have a plethora of topical exhibits ranging from the crews, the men, our heroes, the ships themselves, the eras of time in submarine force history. We have a gallery dedicated to Cold War and sea-based strategic deterrence. In addition, we have the world's first nuclear-powered submarine, historic ship Nautilus, right out at the pier that is open for the public to tour. The USS Nautilus was authorized by Congress in 1952, and she went to sea for the first time in January of 1955, 62 years ago. She was the world's first nuclear-powered submarine, which is what she's known for, but effectively she's the world's first nuclear-powered anything. It was the first application, a practical application of nuclear power generation in humanity. So with that, she has been memorialized as a National Historic Landmark, not only for that unique application of technology, but in the early days of the Cold War, she was key in the response to the Soviet Union and the Soviet Navy, most notably for the Operation Sunshine. She was the first submarine to go into the North Pole. She did that in the fall of 1958. And she came out on the other side as the response for President Eisenhower against the Sputnik satellite program the Russians and the Soviets were running. So this is the control room of Nautilus. This is where the enlisted watchstanders would have controlled ship's depth, angle, and ordered up the ship's speed for the men standing watch and maneuvering back aft. Lately we've seen about 137,000 visitors annually, and those come from all around the world. We have a measurable component of international guests who come in. We have a number of locals who come in just to see the museum, even though they live here and possibly even work with the submarine force. And then we have folks who will travel from all around this country to come not only to see the southeastern Connecticut region, but to see this museum specifically. You know, you have a museum to remember those who have gone before you, who have put things in place or experiences in the American psyche that are important to remember and carry forward for the future generations.